Watershed story. A watershed moment might be pivotal, but it might also be quiet and fleeting. It could be a monumentous occasion, a cause for celebration, an enormous triumph, or a small daily victory. A watershed moment could be a rekindling or an observation or a gathering. Any opportunity to relish with friends and family. It's whatever you choose to cheers to, who you're gathered around, and whatever's worth celebrating. We founded Watershed Distillery on the principles of community in 2010. We wanted to live in, work in, and contribute to the community in which we grew up. We aimed to create spirits and stood apart in quality and character. Along the way, we set out to form a community of our own, one that could gather together to savor, celebrate, and enjoy good spirits and company. We've grown from a tiny little still and 2 guys in jumpsuits to a dedicated team of over 40 people and 2 much larger stills. If you're ever in the area, stop by so we can introduce you to our team and pour you some of our award-winning bourbon. Creating it was our watershed moment, but we want to hear about yours.
Welcome to the YouTube version of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight, we have a messenger room. We had a couple people in there. I don't know if people are going to do it. The Scotchy Bourbon Boys, it went out to all of them if they want to join the room. If someone joins, that'll be great. If not, we are ready to go. All right. So
rock and roll.
I've got that. I do believe Safari is up, so that's good. So I can do the groups. All right, let's get my headphones on. You see the headphones? There are the headphones
Right there.
We're ready to go. Your microphone's good.
Okay.
I can hear. I'm gonna bump you.
Oh, I don't want to get bumped.
Keep talking.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. This is a test.
All right, let's see about this. I'm gonna bump you here. How's that? Now talking.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
That's good, right there. All right. So we are ready to go. Start her up.
Spirits of French Lick is proud to introduce the Lee Sinclair 4-grain bottled and bond bourbon. This 4-year aged double pot distilled non-chill filtered bourbon has creamy, round, and lifting notes with caramel and vanilla, followed by apple, mint, graham cracker, and ginger, as well as cardamom. The finish is slightly French walnut, resolving the sweet, fruity, almost ground cherry and white pepper. Our spirits are available for tasting and purchase inside the French Lick Winery and Distillery. Spirits of French Lick. Respect the grain. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey.
Boom, 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 boom. Hello.
To your next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
Welcome to another exciting podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight, it's Xavier's in the house with Tiny.
Oh, yeah.
How's it going, Xavier?
Awesome. How you doing, Tiny?
Awesome. Coming off that
Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here.
fucking weekend we just came off of. It's just
Yeah.
freaking
It's
amazing.
been a high that's been hard to come down off of.
Yeah, we're not going to talk a huge amount about it, but there's no way that we can't not talk about it, because if based off everything that we did, we can't not talk about it. But we don't have Super Nash here. Based off the weekend, he is, because he has to come up from South Carolina, a very busy man. So now tonight we might have some people stopping by. We are live in a room on Facebook for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. So anybody, not that they can hear me right now, but hopefully somebody sees the room. And we are going to be tonight on the podcast tasting Booker's 2020. We are going to be tasting Booker's 2021. And we are going to put the 4 different expressions that they let out this year. And we are going to put each one up against each other. Now, we're not going to barrel bash them, but we are going to pick which one that we like the best. Now, hopefully it's similar, but if we both pick something different, then we are then going to put it up against what we picked last year as the number one. Now, what we're going to do is kind of rate it in our brains, and still our rating system is 4 categories, 4 barrel bashes, but we're not going to go through because it would be we'd be here forever. So we are going to rate each one based off of taste, smell, nose, taste, body, and finish. And we're going to pretty much, while we're tasting each one, give it, go through it and then give it a final score per one. Then we're going to add up the scores, see which one has the best score. Hopefully, once again, it's something between the two of us we can come out with, which is the best. And then we're going to put it up against Pigskin, and the third expression of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
And Tiny said, you explained that very well, and it's a flawless rating system except for the part about that we're using our brains. But short of that, folks, we'll have a winner.
Well, we're full out tasting, and one of the cool things is that we actually got to drink this weekend when we were there. We went to Jim Beam and had lunch with Sandy Noe.
Sandy Noe, great lady, had an awesome time.
Oh, yeah.
As we always do with her.
Well, we ate at the Kitchen Table, the new restaurant there at Jim Beam. It's open we didn't get a chance to do distillery tours, but it's open for, we got a distillery tour kind of from her. We got there early and she showed us around the grounds, and we went had a lunch that was for the ages.
It was phenomenal. At the Kitchen Table, their new restaurant and bar that's opened up on the ground. But
I drank country ham and beaten biscuit there for Booker's, which are the versions, I believe, from I think last year, and then another version as far as 2018. So
I didn't have the country ham, but I had the beaten biscuit. It was quite exquisite.
So with that, we're gonna cover a couple things. Just remember, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. You can find us on all major podcast formats. Check us out. Whatever you're listening on, please subscribe and like, but also leave feedback. Feedback's important. We love any type of feedback. If you don't like us, please don't leave feedback. that kind of feedback we don't need. Just tell us to shove it and don't listen anymore. But if you like what you're hearing, please leave some feedback for us on those formats. We are also on Facebook, a Facebook group. That's what we're trying to do tonight with the group. I don't know if anybody else will join us, but if they do, I know it's a Monday night. We might not have anybody, but if they do, we'll bring them in on the podcast, tell them what we're doing. And then also, we are our Facebook page. We are at 600 and some strong. Now let me get up real quick. Oh, Safari quit. Great. I got to get this up. Well, maybe I can check it out on. Is it? No, I think did I get rid of it over there? I love how professional. Oh, there it is.
Pay no attention to what that man behind the curtain's doing.
Yeah, folks. Right. Come on. New tab. Great. I don't want a new tab. I want. It's just blowing up. It's amazing. On
How
this.
the hell did we make it to Indiana, Kentucky, and back home safely?
That's easy.
That's
We've
a
been doing
mystery.
it all our lives. This is a whole different fucking ball game. All right, so November. How the hell? Where's the new one, you bastards? I did that. I mean, that might even been before that. All right, we got your post tonight. Boom. Oh, there it is. All right, let's give a Scotchy Bourbon Boy welcome to our newest members. No, that was last weekend. Let's see where this week is. Oh, there it is.
Finally, we found you.
Now I
You
need
can run,
to.
but you can't hide.
I need to put my glasses on because now I'm using a different. Okay, here we go. Our newest members are Melanie Hendrick Robinson, Michael Kaiser, John Cadell, Roger Dingy, Jason Sanders, Joshua Scarver, Sophia Valentia, Nick Patricia, and Carrie Sullivan.
I think that's Valentina. I think Sophia Valentina.
Yeah, maybe. And I butcher names. Everybody knows that. Anyways, Carrie Sullivan is a great addition. She actually is owner and manager of the Barrel Room, where we're going to be having our next Scotchy Bourbon Boy meeting. So a good shout out to having her part of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. I think some big things are going to be happening between us and the Barrel Room. Be able to do some, some personal tasting type stuff, and just get should be a good overall experience. Now that I butchered the shit out of that. What the living hell. Anyways, so I got that. No people yet. At least I didn't blow that out of the water, right? It's still right there.
It's still there. It crashed earlier.
And if it comes in, I have to do it like that so they can see both of us.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, so also we are on Instagram, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We are on YouTube. I keep saying every week I'm going to get YouTube videos up, and I go off to moonshine, and I end up not doing anything. So doing documentaries, doing a bunch of stuff. But hopefully I've been trying to motivate myself in many different ways. There's probably about 15 of these that I've got video on and that I could upload and get it going, and I just got to get my ass in gear. So hopefully I do that. Anyways, so that brings us to, did I do it all? Did I get it all? Oh, Twitter at ScotchyThe. And then also, remember, www.scotchybourbon.
Try again.
www.fucking-scotchybourbonboys.com. No, www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Check out that website, please. That gives you bios on us, a lot of different information. There's the store. Get yourself some. We have Glencairns, we have T-shirts, and we have in stock again the Scotchy Bourbon Balls, which are going like hotcakes right now. So get yours. You can order off there. You can direct messenger me on also Facebook Messenger. I have no problem filling out the orders there. And then last but not least, in the top right-hand corner of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys website is that Patreon button. Please support us. Click that. There's so many different things that you can support us with. They're the Glencairns, the glasses, the Glencairns, the T-shirts, and also there's also special tastings for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. All things you can get, the tasting mat, all things you can get when you're there at the Patreon site. There's artwork, there's everything. Check it out, please, and support us. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Sure is.
All right, now we are done with that. So that brings us to the really fun, really fun part. We got to get going on this, and this is the Bookers. The first one we are going to be tasting tonight is the Donohoe. That's what it is. The Donohoes Batch, I believe, is it? Yes, Donohoes Batch. He was, let's get that on. So now I know you're going to get to see this again. Donohoes Batch, okay. Now you can, get that and pour a couple. We got the two. Now we are pouring wee Glencairns because this is barrel strength bourbon. And we really don't feel like getting totally shit-faced.
We're up pretty high on these bar stools, and we don't want to fall off and hurt ourselves.
That's about what would happen. Here we go. Let's make this work. The first release of Booker's Bourbon 2021 collection is Booker's Batch 2021-01 Donohoes Batch. This batch is named in honor of retired Jim Beam employee Mike Donohoe, who was also a close friend of my dad, Booker Noe. Without Mike, Booker Bourbon wouldn't exist today. In 1982, Mike joined the Beam Company as a sales manager in Chicago, a suit, as Dad would say. After retiring from a 7-year career in the NFL, Mike first met Dad on a company trip to Kentucky. After taking a liking to Mike, Dad invited him to his office for a glass of bourbon. It was unlike any Jim Beam bourbon he had tasted before. Booker let Mike in on a secret. He'd been playing around with something different, and he'd share a bit of it with friends from time to time. So Mike was responsible then for, we've got a guest. Yes, we got a guest.
Welcome aboard.
Hello. We're in the middle of our Scotchy Bourbon Boys podcast. Feel free to, type in. We're tasting this year's Booker's lineup. So welcome, and feel free just to hang out with us while we're doing it. All right. Awesome. So then Mike was responsible for pushing Booker to be able to get this to the market. So they gave him a batch this year. So we've got the Donohoes in front of us.
So I say we say here's the mic.
But once again, real quick, here's the mic. And we're going to do a quick tasting of the Donohoes Batch and then give it a quick rating of what each one of us think it is. And we'll go from there. Interesting nose. A little bit of brown sugar. We're not using anybody else's ratings of what they think. I don't want to be influenced. I just want to give what I feel the opinion is.
It's definitely a barrel strength. You can smell a bit of
ethanol.
But I'm getting like a little bit of, I get the brown sugar, perhaps the toasted marshmallow maybe.
We were talking about what you don't get usually, but I'm getting a little spearmint. Just a little minty aspect.
There's some high-pitched spice there, maybe spearmint.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, here we go.
No, this has been open for a little bit, and I get a lot of oak on this one.
It's very hot and spicy on the taste, and the body is oaky.
Yeah,
maybe some tobacco too.
I remember it being just it was a little sweeter, but this is 6 years, 11 months, 4 days, with 125.3 proof or 62.65 ABV. All right, let's do this again. Second time, I guess we would just shock our palates the first time.
Well, yeah, it was pretty front-end loaded being barrel proof, but
Still getting a little bit of a spearmint.
I think you nailed it with the spearmint. I didn't sense it so much with the nose as I'm doing with the taste and body both. But I'm getting definitely a strong oak tobacco on the body.
All right. Nose, unique. I've got to give the nose a 3. I'm going to give the body is definitely like a Booker's body, full mouth. So I give the body the strong point 4. I'm going to give the taste a 3, but I'm going to give the finish a 2.
Well, I give the nose a 3. It's not a perfect nose, but pretty good. The taste, I think, is the strongest point, even though it, blows you away. It's really an in-your-face taste. I give the taste a 4. The body, I'm going to say a 2. There's a lot of bitterness there.
Okay.
And but I think the finish is good. I'm going to give the finish a 3. So
12.
Yeah.
I give it a 12. You give it a 12. It's 12. However we got there. I even think we got there almost the same way, because I think you give because usually on the body, if you can have a 4 body with a really bitter taste.
I have a 3, 4, 2, 3 is what I had.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
So 4 and 2 is 6, and 3 and 3 is 12.
Just for the fun of this is just I usually
your bourbon math is better than mine.
I don't attribute the bitterness of something to the body, because the body is just how the flavor fills your mouth, how full it is. Where the bitterness would be put either in the taste or the what you call it, but that's not how you do it.
No, I get it on the sides of my tongue, just like when you pick up a bitter or gamey taste in venison that hasn't been prepared properly. I pick it up on the same spot.
Right, which would be taste.
No, on the sides.
Well, you can taste on the sides.
Yeah.
Your whole cheeks I taste in my cheeks, my mouth, my tongue, under my tongue, over my tongue. If it fills that with a bunch of crap, it still has body. It just tastes like crap. That's all. That's how I do it. But you can do it however the fuck you want, because that's what this is all about.
Because I'm Xavier.
And I told you I was just going to do this because I was going to bust.
Yeah.
No, you know what you do. I was just going to bust your balls. That's all.
There you go. Because that's what you do. If you're tiny, that's what you do.
That's my fucking job.
It's your thing, man.
Yeah. Okay. So 12 to 12. However way we get there, we both thought it was a 12. All right. So the next batch. Now let's just see if I can. I was reading before and I could actually read that shit. And this time it's just like, what the fuck? Like all of a sudden it's not clear. It's like, how much more magnification does it need? All right. The second batch of 2021 is 02 is the Tagalong Batch. And I did like this one. This was my favorite to start off. It beat the Donohoes.
All right. Give me the tag along.
All right.
And I'll cue us up.
You cue us up. Wait. Okay, so this is get rid of the one. Is that the Donohoes?
That was the Donohoe.
And then this should be the Tagalong, and you actually have to. No, you're looking for Tagalong.
I'm looking for tag along.
All right. No, this is Donohoes. Tagalong is this one. Yes, it's green. Tagalong. There you go. 2021-02. This one is 127.9. It's 6 years, 5 months, and 0 days. All right, let's just get this right where it's supposed to. The second release of the Booker's Bourbon 2021 collection is Booker's Batch 2021-02 Tagalong. This batch celebrates the way my dad, Booker Noe, learned the ropes at the distillery by tagging along with his grandfather and my great-grandfather, Jim B. Growing up, the distillery was like Dad's playground. He loved spending time with his grandfather and everyone else who worked there, asking questions and explaining his knowledge. That's ultimately how he developed his curiosity and passion for whiskey, and it was how he became such a talented master distiller. The tradition of tagging along has continued generation to generation. I learned much of what I know about whiskey by following in Dad's footsteps, digesting all of the information I could while working side by side at the distillery. It's also a tradition I continue with my son, Freddie, and I hope he'll share with his children in the future. Tagging along had some other rewards too, such as heading to the nearby lake to cast a line together after a hard day's work. We all have found memories of the quality time. I hope you enjoy this batch as part of your quality time with your family and friends too. That's
All right.
written by Fred, this is Fred Noe's thing. All right, so now we got the tag along.
Tagging along, right? Or is that what it is?
No.
Is it tag along or tagging along?
You can make me put my fucking glasses on.
Well, we got to get it right.
Well, it is. It's tag along. I'm 100% cool. Tag along.
Okay.
Tagalong. No INGs in there. You know. Okay. I want a little more than that.
Okay.
Just a little.
Well, just knock yourself out.
Just fill the whole fucking
Not
glass.
literally, yeah. Just chug it.
Bam. Boom. All right. Now this nose. We have the wee Glencairns, which are kind of cool because this is keeping us under control. I get a little bit of chocolate. Almost a little bit. I'm getting a little chocolate, a little caramel. And the classic Jim Beam kind of peanut nut hazel, whatever that's in there.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not getting chocolate. I'm getting some nut and like maybe some freshly baked bread or something there, or rolls, cinnamon rolls or something.
How about a chocolate brownie? I'll go with that. All right. Let's taste this Nutter Butter. Definitely it's got some beam in it. This is definitely, there's the chocolate on the finish, like big time chocolate. Dark chocolate though. Dark, like a, what would you say? It's got some sweetness too, like a chocolate with some nut, like a dark chocolate nut kind of, what is the candy, the round little, they're not bourbon balls, but they're the French
Bonbons.
No, not bonbons. It's
The Ferrero
a tort.
Rochers.
A tort? Is it? What is it?
No, the Ferrero Rochers.
Well, okay, that's similar, but
Okay.
the ones that are all chocolate and kind of like a little powdery. What do you call those? Do you remember? I don't know.
No.
It's just eluding me. They're not torts. They're, oh my God.
Non-Imperials.
This is the funnest part about podcasting. Like
Yeah.
5 minutes after I'm over,
Yeah,
I'll just
no.
remember what it is. But to save the life of me, I'll not
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
what they are.
It's not like you've been drinking or anything.
No.
No, not at all. Actually, you've seen just how little we've been drinking, so we need to
Well,
drink.
I tried
more.
to keep on the wagon, but you saw him top that off, so
Well, I needed.
what can I do?
I
I tried. I did my best.
You asshole. You need a little bit. Anyways, I'll remember what it is. Once it'll come to me all of a sudden. Oh, my
All
God.
right. There we go.
All right.
Now, boy, oh boy, this is
know,
a
Say that candy
pleasant
again.
number.
Ferrero Rocher.
Yep.
It's the little.
Yeah, no, I know. They're like almost like, I know what you're talking about. That little, I think they have hazelnut, don't they?
Yeah, in a creamy center.
Yeah.
You guys know that you're both not in the frame, right?
Well, this is the room frame. I'll give it to you now that you're in there. Now you can have both of us. All right.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
we're
you go.
looking up at another camera.
Yeah, we're looking up at the YouTube camera.
Obviously, the two cameras aren't synced.
And then
Thank you.
the main. Now you won't be on the YouTube part of it, but you're going to be in the podcast.
Well, I just kicked back.
Yeah.
Had my big bit in there. I was looking on my laptop.
Sure.
Yeah. No problem.
Glad you joined us.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm expecting a business call, but when I saw you guys were on, I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
There you go. All right. So. Ooh, there was something more there too, more caramel.
Yeah,
that was
definitely
pretty damn
caramel.
good. All right, nose.
I'll go first this time.
Sure.
I'm going to give the nose a 3.
Mhm.
It's not a bad nose. It doesn't exactly portend the taste, but it's a good nose. You do get a lot of cinnamon or caramel. The taste is not quite so in your face as the last expression, but it's quite good. A little sweeter.
Way less
I'm
oaky.
getting as Tiny said, the hazelnut taste, and the body again. A full body, no bitterness at all, hardly, and a very nice. A very nice finish. So I'm going to give it a 3 and then 4s. 3, 4, 4, 4. So that's 15, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
15. Good expression.
I give the nose a 3 also. I give the body a 4. I give and just from the standpoint, I love Booker's. Booker's is one of my favorite bourbons. It always has been one of my favorite bourbons. I love the barrel strength. I think out of all the distilleries, everybody now offers full proofs and barrel strengths and everything. But I do believe Booker's still, how they're going about doing it, the different batches and the uniqueness of what it is, but also maintaining a flavor profile somewhat similar throughout. Some are better, some are worse, but overall I love it. So on this one, I gave it a 3 on the nose, a 4 on the body, a 4 on the taste. There's no doubt about it. And then a 3 on the finish because I don't think the finish is as long as a 4 finish as I would want. It's a good finish, but a 3 is pretty good. But the finish is always the most or the hardest for me to score a 4. It's got to be everything that needs to be, and this doesn't quite get you the 4. So he gave it a 15 out of 16, and I give it a 14 out of 16.
All right.
All right, on to the
Good
next.
expression.
I think
All
you
right.
should give them one. That tag-along story, that was awful.
You didn't like the tag along, sorry? Actually, I read it pretty good, though. It was okay.
And there was like 3 syllables and stuff in there. You did great.
Okay. Yeah, the first one, the story I gave for the Booker's, I was giving the story for.
Tell you what, you cue those up. Give me what I'm supposed to read on this. I'll read this one for you.
Well,
Give you
good
give you
luck.
an intermission.
This one I haven't had yet. Out of all, I picked this up because I had COVID over October and missed it. So I was able to pick up 03 sometime last week. So I was really excited because I had missed it.
Holy mackerel, Jeff. I take back everything I was thinking. Good Lord.
Yeah.
They definitely killed it on the ink on this one, right?
Well, I did it. That's a bottle pop right there.
Good God, I've got my glasses on and I can't read that.
Well, you could give it back. He's
Oh, epic fail. I can't read that. That's too, unless I use my magnifying glass.
Well, I will read it if you would like me to, because I can still.
Oh, my
You're letting me.
God. Oh, I'm going to give it back to you because I don't have a choice.
He's letting me.
You know, if they'd have done it in anything other than 1-point font.
Nah, we were supposed to just be having a few because we're tasting it, but he's letting me do the pours.
Yeah, now we're in trouble.
Yes. Now this batch is the Bardstown Batch. I can tell you that. Do you want me to? I will. I have no problem doing it. The Bardstown Batch. Let's put the tag along. You got the Bardstown. Now, I've been excited to taste this. I've heard really good things about it.
I think I can read it. I think I got it in focus now. Good God. You know your old win.
Go for it.
Batch story. The third release of Booker's Bourbon 2021 collection is Booker's Batch 2021-03 Bardstown Batch. This batch honors the home place of not only my dad, Booker Noe, but several generations of Beam family members, including myself and my son Freddie. This is speaking as Fred in the first person.
We know that. Just read it, goddammit.
Let me stretch my eyeballs here.
I've been doing that all 3 times.
I take back everything I was thinking.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, print it small, give it to the old guy, and leave him in the dark.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
It's like
I've been handled here.
It's a total whiskey fucking setup.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Fail.
Dad was born in Springfield, Kentucky, but spent a good amount of time in Bardstown. Oh my God, Fred! No disrespect intended. This is very difficult to read.
I'm going to read it.
I'm going to switch off to you. I cannot focus on that.
The user words just sounded out.
Yeah.
Dad was born in Springfield, Kentucky, but spent a good amount of time in Bardstown visiting friends along with his grandfather Jim Beam. After going to college, he moved to Bardstown full-time to join the family business. Dad lived in Bardstown for more than 50 years and was well known in the community for his infectious personality. He was the ultimate host always. You're killing me. Is it because it's red? All right, here we go. I'm going to inviting people over to the home for drinks and dinner parties. These events became well known across. Enough.
Okay,
First off, Booker. We're talking about Booker.
Exactly. It's
Booker.
It's to the Fred and Sandy and any of the family and friends. No disrespect intended. We're just the old guys here are having a devil of a time reading that card. That's
I think it has to do with that's on the red background.
Yeah.
2103. But anyways, everybody, most people who know about Booker, Booker was a huge, big personality. Raised Fred Noe and raised him to jump in and join into everything that was there. So, all right. So let's
Let me crack, but I'll swing back by reading in a bit.
Okay. Another, yeah, just wasted. Yeah. I think next time it's funny because I believe it's even smaller on the side of the bottle.
It's like, good Lord.
But you could get it. I could.
Marketing.
Yes. Yeah, there's no doubt. But I love my cards, so we're just going to keep trying. We're going to keep trying. All right, let's go with the next one. Oh, that smells. There's a fruit aspect to it, right?
Yeah, I get the
Caramel milk dunk?
I'm getting like a toffee. That's what I'm getting. and
A
perhaps a tinge of a floral or fruit. I can't
A
distinguish.
baking spice?
Maybe baking spice.
All right, the nose. Ooh, holy.
Caramel vanilla explosion. That was really awesome.
To oaky butterscotch. Wow. Gotta like that. Really sweet up front. I'm getting butterscotch on the finish. Don't what? I'm going first, fucker. Chuck. The 3 on the nose. At first it was a 2, but now it's a 3.
Yeah.
I'll give it 4, 4, 4. Okay, but I'm going to give it a butt up on the taste. So I'm going to give it a 16 out of 16, or 16 out of 17.
I think I'm with you. Slightly different numbers, but it's 16 over because I'm going to go 4s across. Great nose. Taste pretty much mimics the nose, or at least close enough. I was expecting a caramel taste and maybe a toffee taste, and I got caramel and maybe a little bit more of a vanilla than toffee, but it was still great. Body, I'm not picking up any oakiness or bitterness whatsoever. And then the finish is a sweet finish, and it's long. So I'm going to give it 4s across. Great expression.
All right. So I'm starting the reading on this one.
Go ahead.
Just so you,
Yeah.
you start the pour.
Sorry, exactly.
I think I gave my.
That was epic.
That's epic.
Epic fail, yeah. Okay, so which bottle do we want now?
The last one, which is 4. This is 4 that I picked up, and this is Noe Strangers Batch 2021. This is 124.4. Now the last one, I can read that. It was 125.5. This is 100. Jesus Christ, you bastard! What the hell? You're trying to outdo me?
No, I just didn't want to get ripped on for shorting you.
That's not shorting me. That's overdoing me. All right.
You know, you're never happy.
Of course I'm not. That's me. I'm tiny. The 4th release of the Booker's Batch 2021 collection is Booker's Batch 2021-04, Noe Strangers Batch. The batch celebrates the genuine social nature of my dad, Booker Noe, and the way he could turn a stranger into a friend for life in no time. Take, for example, when Dad took a liking to the products that a salesman was selling. He could call out to Mom and say, "Set an extra plate at the table. I'm inviting the salesman to dinner." Another time, Dad was invited to a rally for the Blue Knights Motorcycle Club, an international brotherhood of active and retired law enforcement officers who share a passion for motorcycle riding. There, he struck up a conversation with some of the members, and the next day, more than 300 of them were invited to the house for lunch. His knack for making friends carried into his work as well. Here in Kentucky and out on the road, Dad wouldn't leave a bourbon event until he shook hands with everyone that wanted to talk to him. He'd listen to the stories from every customer he met, and just like that, they became a fan and a friend for life. Dad taught us to treat others how we would want to be treated. A lesson our family holds true to this day. It's just the way us Noes are wired. I mean, honestly, that's what we experienced this weekend with Sandy Noe. It's exactly. They treat you just like another person that they got to know, and you become friends with them, and you truly are their friends, right?
They are the most sincere, unpretentious people you're ever going to meet.
So in this particular batch, which is the Noe Strangers Batch, we are going to toast Sandy Noe, Fred, and Freddie Noe for carrying on their grandfathers and fathers' complete, what would you say, loving of humanity and the people who he got to share whiskey. They do it and they carry it forward, and there's no doubt that they do that.
Their vision is whiskey and their fellow man.
And we got to toast with Sandy twice. It was drinking Booker's the one time, and it was just phenomenal.
It sure was.
Okay, so let's
Cheers.
do this one.
Mm.
This one has like a bit of honey taste to me. Smell.
Mm.
So I'm picking up for the first time ever honey on.
Well, it must be strong because I'm getting honey also.
I love you too, honey.
Don't go there.
I gave you the tall chair, and look at how much taller I still am.
Yeah.
My chair is like 2 inches long. Tiny as a big guy.
Yeah.
All right. Huh. I like it. There's no doubt.
Oh my God. This is some good stuff.
There's a lot of cherry in this one.
Yeah, maybe almond, which is close. But yeah, I get what you're tasting.
Did you just say an almond is close to cherry?
Sure is. My palate it is. Just like amaretto. I mean, it's hard to tell whether it's almond or cherry according to my palate.
Okay. And guess what? Your palate is the only one that matters. You want to go first on this one?
No, you go ahead. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
I still haven't gotten over you passing me the first class ticket on the Titanic. Reading, I mean,
Look, I didn't pass it to you. You ripped it from me.
I did not rip it. I volunteered.
Yeah, and it was right there, and it's just gone.
Here it.
I didn't even have a chance to say
Yeah,
no.
right. Yeah, no warning. It's like, okay, if he wants to volunteer, that's fine. Oh my gosh. No, go ahead.
Anyways, Noes, I think, enjoyable again. So I'm going to go 3 on the nose, 4 on the body, 4 on the taste, but the finish is leaving me some bitter notes. So I'm going to drop that finish to a 2. So I give this a 12 out of 16.
Well, the taste isn't bad. I'm going to say that this.
Jesus Christ. I just doused
You needed
everything.
to wash your phone off anyhow.
Yeah, I needed a good thing. It's an iPhone.
Yeah. What the heck?
I
Okay,
need some
nose. Okay. The nose is, unfortunately, the nose really doesn't give you that big of a hint of what you're tasting. You get some sweet smells, but it's overshadowed by a very strong ethanol smell. But the taste is fantastic. It's a rush of honey and, you know, pick your poison, cherry or almond. There's something of that in there.
But then,
And spice. It does get a little bitter as it goes to the sides of your mouth, and a little bit bitter on the finish. So we're going to go like this. We're going to go 3, 4, excellent taste. We're going to drop it down to 3, and then 3. So what is that? That's 9 and 4 is 13.
and I did, right? 4, 3, 4, 4, 7, 10, 4, 11. Okay, so I gave it a 12, 13. And you give it a
No, I gave it a 13. Right?
So this is not, so
We
obviously.
both gave it a 13, I think.
Mhm. So not that I'm going to say, yeah, great. The one that fucking wins is the winner is the Bardstown Batch. We both gave that high ratings.
Yes.
So we are going to put the Bardstown Batch up against Tagalong. Now, the way this is going to work is we've got, how many glasses left? 2?
Well, yeah, we got these 2 glasses left. Yeah.
All right. All right. So I guess we'll read what now. So for 2021, we both feel the Bardstown Batch. I think it separates itself from all of them. Out of all 4, it's by far the one that kind of is. There's an exceptional
It's
quality
head and shoulders above.
the. I mean, like I said, I love all Bookers. There's
Well,
nothing
yeah,
wrong with
there
this.
isn't a bad bottle on this table,
Well,
folks. but
not on the
just-
table, right?
But if you're gonna,
But last year the Boston Batch was very Bookers. It was very much just basically, it tasted to me like the Boston Batch tasted to me like barrel strength Jim Beam. Not a bad thing, but at the same time, that's not what I look for from Bookers. I look for that blend of these just fantastic barrels and this
just
caramel.
that flavor
and
explosion,
boldness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just picking up a little bit too much bitterness on that no batch that is. So now we're gonna taste the Tagalong. Now we might have to go back. So grab your 3rd glass. We might have to go back and put the Bardstown Batch back in. So you pour the Tagalong. Here we are.
All right.
For right now, and we'll taste the Tagalong. Because last year, Tagalong, to me, was huge. There was 3 batches. There was Granny's Batch. There was Boston
Well,
Batch.
I took the cork off.
Yeah,
It makes it a little tough that way, doesn't
And
it?
then there was the Tagalong Batch, and the Tagalong Batch was a Booker's that I bought too because I drank the first part of Booker's, the first bottle, so
Okay,
quick.
is that what you're expecting, Chief?
Yeah, that's
All right.
good. That's not just blowing me away here, but it's still. I got to remember they're wee Glencairns. All right, let's see if I can do this. I think this is bigger. This is Tagalong. Tagalong is 127.3 proof. What was the that one was, the Bardstown Batch was 125.5. All right, so 127.3. The 3rd release of Booker's Bourbon 2020 collection is Booker's Batch 2020-03 Pigskin Batch. It's a nod to my dad, Booker Noe's love of American football, which eventually became a whole family affair, especially during the holiday season. Dad was a big guy, standing 6'4" and standing 6 feet 4 inches tall and close to 300 pounds. He was quick for his size and strong from working as a farmhand growing up. So he played both tackle and kicker in for his high school. Dad was even talented enough to practice with the football team when he attended the University of Kentucky. Although he never made a college career of it, some people thought he could have been pretty good if he did. Years later, when his son Freddie came along and started to show interest in playing football, Dad would set up goalposts for him in the backyard. Countless hours were spent kicking and throwing the football around, and when we weren't, we were watching our favorite team on TV or any good game, really. Anyone who knows Dad knows his love of football, and it's safe to say he made it a true Noe family hit tradition. I hope you enjoy this latest batch alongside close family and friends. Now that was better, right? I almost didn't.
Did a yeoman's job on that, Jeff.
It wasn't an expert read, but just,
It was close.
All right, so this is Tagalong. So far, besides kitchen table, Pigskin. Pigskin has been my favorite, other than kitchen table. So I just get rich caramel butterscotch right off the nose. The nose, for me, of everything that we just nosed is 100% the best nose.
Yeah, definite caramel, butterscotch.
Let's hope it just transfers, and I think it did. Wow. That's interesting, right? I'm going to clear my palate because I'm getting a lot more. I think this is more. There's the sweetness. This is a bold. The nose, to me, this is bold. But once again, ooh, that's going to be close. Let's, I got my 3 glass right here.
Mine are all mixed up. So
Give me just a little bit of the, I'll give myself just a little.
yeah, handle it.
Tiny, you bitch. You want some? Or
What you got there?
This is what we're comparing it against. This is the Bardstown.
The Bardstown, yeah. Here, this glass is reasonably empty. So.
That's the one you just drank out
Well,
of.
they all have a little bit in unless we wash it
Let's
out,
give
you
it. Let's give this one a shot.
know? Okay, maybe it's evaporated more.
How about that?
That's fine.
I think that was just a little bit. No, I'm going to have just a little bit. I did have the right
I've
glass.
seen you just a little bit before.
This is a little bit. It's like what you gave me before. I needed more.
Well, the only time I gave you a little bit more is when your little bit made you a little bit.
Damn. I'm going to have to go with. Here's. So I gave Bardstown Batch a 16 out of 16 with a Bud Up. That got it to 16 out of 16. I think the nose on Pigskin is the best. It's even a Bud Up. Okay, so I'll give the nose on Pigskin a 5. I'll give the taste a 4. And I'll give the body a 4. Okay, so now we're. But I'm going to have to give the finish 2. the finish is bitter oak. You know,
On pigskin.
on pigskin. So that drops it to 8 plus 5 is 13, and a 2 is 14, 15, right? Yeah, it was there, but it's really good, but it's a 15 out of 16 for me.
On pigskin, I have to give the nose a 3, the taste a 3, the body a 2, and the finish a 3. There's and I give the body a 2 because of there's a bitterness there that really creeps in and grabs you.
Once again, you give what I think is a finish a 2, but you think it's just the
On
bitterness.
the finish, as it goes down, it's less bitter. I get more of a sweet taste.
I don't get any sweetness. It's just a bitter oak finish.
Yeah, there's more bitterness in pigskin than I remembered.
Right. Now it's been open since for a year now.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows what a year did to it? It's been in its perfect conditions for aging.
It's nice and cool where you keep it. So,
but once again, when you don't have something else to compare it to, and we were drinking it, it's a drinkable. I mean, okay, so a 15 out of 16, and you gave it a 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 out of 16 isn't a bad bourbon.
No, it absolutely is not a bad bourbon.
Because if you would compare
if
those
any of
two,
you have any bottles of pigskin that you want to get rid of, just send them to Xavier. That's fine.
But
we're not saying that.
2021 Cheers, the Bardstown Batch
It kicked ass and took names.
which it's for the 2. So the Bardstown Batch beats out the pigskin. So
Agreed.
there we go, folks. We're right at where we're at.
So
I hope you enjoyed. We did have,
we didn't
a couple people in the room.
we didn't talk about our Saturday experience much. Did you want to discuss that or not?
Well, we got Martin coming on, so if you want to go out, a shout out to our sponsor, Alan Bishop and the Spirit of French Lick. They basically treat us in a way that you would want to be treated. There's no doubt. And what Alan has been doing there at the Spirit of French Lick, the awards they've been winning, the fantastic bourbon that he keeps creating. He invited us down to his family farm with friends in the whiskey industry, and then also friends that he has that help him create whiskey. We were there with Bo Cumberland, who is shooting a documentary on Alan Bishop, which I think is going to be underestimated, because I really think Alan is one of the up-and-coming distillers in the world. His passion and knowledge of knowing what he's doing, but also what he's doing to, for instance, if you take an artist can be great and paint like a motherfucker his whole life, and nobody will know him. You have to have the ability to spread the word. And the people that Alan associates himself with, and then himself, as far as spreading the word, he has the talent to produce this fantastic bourbon, but he also has the talent to align himself with the right people and then also spread the word himself. Social media definitely has a play in that. So going down there and being a part of this documentary with Bo Cumberland, being able to be interviewed to talk about Alan, talk about what he does, and then also the love that he shares, because he does share love. There's no doubt. He shares with friends. He associates himself with people, and to be guests, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys,
We had an awesome
guests,
time.
and part of it was just a fantastic.
And we ended up having a beautiful day there in southern Indiana. It was just,
You couldn't have asked. You really
couldn't
couldn't
ask for any better day.
It worked out. There's not. I almost went overboard, but I didn't. I was pulled back off the edge. That's the key.
I grabbed you by your shirt collar.
Oh God, the going down. I got to really let's see if I can show everybody what this big giant bruise. I went down for the count, not for the count. No, I just kind of stumbled around.
Well, in defense of you, part of that was alcohol, part of it was the uneven ground of the tree roots.
Right. And I just kept trying to get but it was just so bad because I stumbled and I started to get my bearing and then stumbled again and then started to get my bearing and then just went down.
And it's like, what happened?
Yeah. And then I was up. I mellowed out. I took a pause. I mean, this was right after Alan sharing some really good distillate with us.
Yes,
that he had brought,
some Indiana Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm. And it was delicious, and I basically participated. And then I kind of pulled it back and survived the whole day. The rest of the day,
It was a
I
great
was good.
day, and I'll tell you what, we had some absolutely fantastic smoked venison and smoked pork. It was to die for.
And not to mention the bourbon balls. Everybody,
the bourbon
check
balls.
out the bourbon balls. You gotta have these things.
The bourbon balls.
There's nothing like it. There's bourbon balls, but they don't taste like what we make. And what we make is just a white chocolate mix of just pretty much really good bourbon, right?
Yep.
They do what they need to do.
And they are bourbon balls, folks. They don't. The alcohol is not liberated in the process. So.
Oh yeah.
Know your limit on your bourbon.
These
ball.
are 21 and over. It'd take an awful lot to get a buzz, but as far as you don't want to share these with
children.
Not. There's no doubt. They are definitely adult beverages.
21 and over.
So, and then we finished up the weekend with Sandy. We talked a little bit about that, but we're going to go in detail when Super Nash comes on and all the stuff that happened. I mean, that Master Keep that's right behind us. That Wild Turkey Master Keep. There's also, I think there's the Square 6 that he picked up for me. We just picked up so much. We're going to be podcasting coming up, but we took care of the Bookers. There'll be another Bookers podcast because Super Nash sent me up older versions. But we definitely, between me and Xavier, I think you could give it a high five. We picked up what we pretty much nailed the 2021 batch, which is the Bardstown Batch, and rightfully so. It's so great that is what took the third batch of 2021, took the ribbon, and then we compared 2020 to 2021, two fantastic bourbons up against each other, and the Bardstown Batch won. And it's just ironic. Maybe that's one that'll be next year when we compare it to 2022. That's a pretty damn good bourbon, wouldn't you say?
It was awesome bourbon. It was just everything you want and then some.
Okay, so we are the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Remember, www.scotchybourbonboys.com. Get there, check out the Patreon, check out our Facebook group, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Check out our Twitter @ScotchyThe. Check out Instagram, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and check out YouTube, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Great to have you with us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all our supporters.
Thank you, folks.
2021 is coming to an end. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait what 2022 brings. But at the same time, remember, good bourbon equals good friends and good times. And remember, everybody, go out there and live fucking dangerously.
Good night, everyone.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
Love you, brother.
Show me
Love you too.
the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
That's done. All right, everybody on YouTube. Great to have you with us tonight. I hope you enjoyed all the content. I think that's going to be it for this. I don't know how much we got left.
Thanks for watching a couple old guys drink bourbon and attempt to read.
Oh, I know what I got. I got something special. So Seth watched the South Park, the post-pandemic South Park, okay? And it's everybody grown up. Stan, Cartman, they're all grown up. And I'm not sure which one. It wasn't Eric. Stan, Eric, Cartman, and who's the other? Kyle, right?
Kyle.
I want to say it was Stan. They were ripping on him because he was drinking too much, because he critiques whiskey online. And when they told him he's drinking too much, he said, I don't drink too much. I critique whiskey online. And my son was just like, that's what you do, Dad. And it's exactly that. We try and, for the podcast, we've had a couple tonight. There's no doubt about it, but there's no excess. It's just a couple.
We'll sit here for another hour and a half before anybody tries to leave or drive or anything like that.
I'm not trying to fucking leave. I might just have another.
Yeah, but I have to make it home. Of course, I live close enough that I can crawl home on my knees and elbows, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the one night when you hit like 14 cars.
Yeah, that was a bad night.
Yeah, it's anyways. All right, I'm going to quick do the audio magic on this. I'm going to files, publish to, upload. What are we going to call this one? Okay, not Podcast Studio, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And we will call this 2021 Booker's Best 2021 Best Booker's Tasting. All right, let's get that processing. All right, everybody. Remember, good times equal good friend. No, good bourbon. Good times equals good bourbon.
It sure does.
Good bourbon equals good times and good friends. And everybody go out there, live dangerously, live your fucking life. And we nailed it. Remember, Booker's third batch, Bardstown Batch. Best batch in 2 years. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
The Log Still Distillery. It all started with a log still. The Dant family humble beginnings trace back to 1836 when their forefather used an old, hollowed-out popular log to fashion a still. Kentucky bourbon has flowed through their family veins ever since. Today they pay homage to their family legacy with Dant Crossing, a 300-acre destination in Gethsemane, Kentucky that is anchored by Log Still Distillery, home to their Monk's Road premium bourbon and gins. Dant Crossing is just an hour away from Lexington and Louisville and just over 2 hours from Nashville. Spearheaded by J.W. Wally Dant III and cousins Lynn and Charles, family is at the heart of everything they do. Remember, drink responsibly, and to book a tour or a tasting, go to logstilldistillery.com.